4-year-old Kansas City woman is on life support after reports of a stray bullet fired into her apartment this week. Thank you for joining us for KCTV5 News at 10. I'm Greg Payne. That shooting happened near the area of 27th and Benton Avenue Friday. If you listen to public radio, you may recognize her voice. Her colleagues at KCUR in Kansas City have identified her as Aviva Okeson Haberman, a promising young political reporter already making strides. KCTV5's Leslie Aguilar has her story.
As KCUR's Aviva Okeson Haberman reports,
Aviva Okeson Haberman had only just started her professional journalism career in 2019, but her work made waves even as a student journalist.
She was the best student reporter I've ever worked with, and I've worked with hundreds of student reporters, and that's obviously not a small statement. It's just a fact that she was incredibly talented and incredibly driven.
Ryan Famuliner was Aviva's news director at KBIA Radio at the Missouri School of Journalism. There, she and another reporter did an investigation revealing many calls to Missouri's elder abuse hotline went unanswered.
The day that they published that story, the state attorney general launched an investigation and later instituted changes.
Work like that earned her a long list of prestigious awards.
A decade's worth of awards as a student, sort of an unbelievable amount of really, really good work in just the short amount of time I was able to work with her.
But as KCUR's Aviva Okeson Haberman found out,
that caliber of work continued at KCUR here in Kansas City. Though colleagues describe her as quiet and unassuming, she wasn't afraid of asking tough questions. And it's not just her family, friends, and colleagues praising her work, but even those she could be critical of in her reporting. Clay County Sheriff Will Aiken tweeted her professionalism in the world of journalism was hardly matched. Kansas City Mayor Quinton Lucas tweeted Aviva was creative, thorough, challenging, and insightful reporter who showed compassion for those who often were voiceless. The lone bullet hole in her apartment can be seen from outside, an eerie reminder that she became an innocent victim of the gun violence she often reported on in Kansas City. Famuliner says Aviva would hate the attention all on her if she were here.
This is tragic anytime it happens, and it's great that we're telling her story, but there are lots of other stories like this that don't always get told, and those are equally as important and tragic.
Her colleagues at KCUR have vowed to honor her life by continuing to serve the community through quality journalism.
For KCUR 89.3, I'm Aviva Okeson Haberman.
Aviva had apparently been looking at apartments in Lawrence just hours before she was shot. She was set to start a new role reporting on social issues and criminal justice for the Kansas News Service. Leslie Aguilar, KCTV5 News.
And here at KCTV5, our hearts go out to her and her work family as well. Now, sadly, this is not the only notable instance of a bystander being shot in the metro recently. On March 31st, a man was killed by a stray bullet while sitting in his living room in KCK. Wednesday, April 14th, 12-year-old Brian Henderson, Jr. of Kansas City, Missouri, was shot while running errands with his sister in Leavenworth. Now, another family is mourning after what's now the third incident in less than a month.